Malm City Council for March 1st, 2016, 5 p.m. to order. First item on the agenda is your consent agenda items.
I'll move it. I'll second.
We got a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda items. Any discussion on any? Seeing none? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item 2A, number 1, consider an application from Robert Van Zyl requesting a variance from the city code to allow the new east-west property line to be located 9 feet from two structures situated in the B1 zoning district legally described as Lot 8 and 9, Block 105 south of Center Street, and at 16 and 20 South Broadway.
I would like to add, well, we met and we recommended approval. The current setback is 10 feet. He wants to go to 9 feet. And this way, going from a B1 business to residential and allow the property to be sold. And for future, it'll make it easier for sales, being able to be residential versus business from two entities. And I do, yes, please step up to the mic and state your name and address.
I'm Bob Van Zyl. I'm the owner of the property. I bought it last year, and I live at 1806 North Minnesota Street, down next to 3M. I had the property sold to a couple from Spirit Lake, Iowa, who do estate planning a lot further ahead than I ever have. He's older than she is. And the Castle House used to be the old vet office, I guess, is the house, one of the properties in question. Right next door to it is 20 South Broadway. It's the home that sits in the back. And right now, the property on 20 overhangs the property line on 16 by about 6 or 7 feet. And these people are having to buy them together, and we're doing something that the title company approves, and it's okay, but part of the contract was for her benefit in the future, when he passes, that she would be able to sell the rental house without having to go through cumbersome work to get it done. He's just trying to set things up for her. And it does make it easier for, it doesn't make it much easier for me either way. I was still going to do this anyway, but I did it for them so that they have the ease of doing it. And in the future, it's easier to buy them as single-family residences as opposed to getting a commercial loan. Commercial loan you can get for 5 years, and that's it, because it's, unless you have the ability to get a 30-year loan against it, which is difficult on that property. So this makes them two single-family residences with their own frontages, and makes them easy to be bought and sold and kept, and easier to finance. So I appreciate any consideration that you can give me.
Well,
Thank you.
Mr. President, just to make it clear, I think we're not changing the zoning. We're just allowing the lots to be divided in a way that's different than is usually done.
You know, I heard the president say that. I don't think it does change the zoning. I think they're still both B1, but it just makes them easier to buy and sell. Thank you for saying that, because that, when he said that, that popped up in my mind too. The zoning isn't changing.
And just so that it's clear, I believe both of these houses were probably built long before we had a zoning ordinance.
Correct.
Okay, so it's not something where the owner created this problem and now it wants us to fix it somehow.
Correct.
I'm going to offer the resolution and waive the reading.
I'll second.
Thank
We
you
got a
very much.
motion, a second to offer resolution, waived reading. Any more discussion? Seeing none, Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Mack,
Yes.
Counselor Schultz.
Yes.
Counselor Webster.
Yes.
President Schmitz.
Yes, motion carries. Item 2A.
Thank you. I've never been through city council this quick ever before in my life. Thank you very much.
painful, was it?
No.
Come to New Ulm oftener. Item 2A, number 2, consider an application from T. Oliver Skillings requesting a variance from the city code law accessory use on a partial property without permitted use being present on the property legally described as front one half of Lot 7, Block 58, north of Center Street, which is 727 North German Street. Get
And
some-
Mr.
Oh,
Scully was-
okay,
Oh,
go ahead.
I made it just in time.
It was close to a no there.
No.
Do you have any questions on my request? What I'm asking to do is put up a shed. It's just a free-floating shed on a half lot that's next door to my home, and a carport, which is large enough to house a boat that I have during the summertime. That would be more of a permanent structure, as it's got to be buried below the frost line.
Any concerns at the planning and zoning?
There's no concerns. Just, there was a comment that it was more welcomed than the home that was previously there. Mr. Skillings tore a home down that was a rental property that was kind of blight, and so, and he knows that he has to stay under 1,000 square feet for, you know, with the garage and his storage shed, and it's gonna comply, and so.
The garage I currently have on my property where my house is about 500, slightly less than 500 square feet. Proposing is 14 by 20, which is a little over 200 square feet. So it's well within the confines of the city code. It's just that the other property doesn't have a house on it anymore, and as a result requires a variance. Had this all been on just one piece of property, I wouldn't have had to be here. So that's why I'm asking.
I'll offer the resolution, waive the reading.
I'll second. I'll just note that I believe that one of the conditions is that Mr. Skillings agrees to file an agreement at the Brown County Courthouse combining the two parcels, so that it will be considered one before the building permit.
I did check on that since the hearing with the zoning department, and I can't by deed combine them currently because the deeds are different. One is a deed with subject to a mortgage, the other is a contract for deed. So I can't do that, but I think the condition or the agreement is that if I sell this property, I have to sell it as one unit, not as two separate pieces of property. That's my understanding.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, and as a person who did something similar and got a variance to put a garage on my third lot, not in front of the house, I believe the city attorney has in their files the type of agreement that is going to be required. Essentially, you agree you're not going to sell that parcel.
Right,
Yeah,
and
okay.
I think I'll be at Mr. Borgen's office probably in a week or so.
I think you will too, and
Right.
he'll have found that by then. I have a copy. I have a copy.
All right, if there's no other questions.
Any more? Anybody else?
I seconded.
Yeah,
right?
we have a motion.
Okay.
Motion and a second.
We got a
Resolution.
motion and a second to offer the
Offer
resolution, waive the reading. No more discussion? Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Mack,
Yes.
Counselor Schultz.
Yes.
Counselor Webster.
Yes.
President Schmitz.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Item 3A, number 1 and 2, consider an ordinance amending section 2.50 of the city code of the city of New Ulm to permit the sale of natural gas outside the corporate limits of the city. Number 1, second reading of ordinance number 16-008, fifth series, and number 2, a motion to adopt ordinance number 16-00, fifth series.
Well, I'll move to adopt the ordinance and waive the second reading.
I'll second.
We got a motion and a second to adopt ordinance and waive the second reading. Any more discussion?
I'm just not a big fan of this whole thing. I'm just gonna go on record stating that I was not here 2 meetings ago when we discussed this. I just think if property wants some of our services, they should be annexed into the city, and, I don't know, just my vote.
No more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
No.
Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Mack,
Yes.
Counselor Schultz. Counselor Webster.
Yes.
President Schmitz.
Yes, motion carries. Item 3B, consider resolution approving the plans and specifications, ordering for advertisement for bids, and set a bid opening date, and authorize staff to receive and open bids for the inclusive playground port in place rubber fall zone surfacing at Herman Heights Park.
Well, the Park and Recreation Commission has recommended proceeding with this replacement project, and I'm real excited about it, and I'd like to hear about it. I'd like this to be on record. I think this is a real exciting project moving forward.
Tom Schmitz, Park and Recreation Department, President Schmitz, counselors. This is just one element or one phase of a multi-phased process to implement this inclusive playground replacement up at Herman Heights Park. And we're ready to move forward with advertising for bids for the poured-in-place surfacing, the fall zone surfacing. First in our system, we've been using engineered wood fiber as the fall zone surfacing in our playgrounds in the past. And so we're ready to move forward with that. The equipment has already been ordered and is being manufactured at Landscape Structures in Delano, Minnesota. And we're very excited to be partnering with a number of organizations, including the New Ulm Medical Center Foundation, to make this happen and with authorization from the City Council.
When do you think the park will be ready to open?
If we have a dry spring, we should be open for business sometime in June.
Great.
Great. Ray,
I hope so. It's my granddaughter's favorite park.
there you go.
Okay, any more questions?
I'll offer the resolution approving the plans and specifications and ordering advertisement for bids and setting the opening date and all the rest of that.
I'll second.
We got a motion and a second off the resolution, waive the reading. Any more discussion? Seeing none, Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher.
Yes.
Counselor Mack.
Yes.
Counselor Schultz.
Yes.
Counselor Webster.
Yes.
President Schmitz.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Item 3C, consider a motion to receive and note the official meeting minutes for a summary of a closed meeting held on February 16, 2016 regarding the annual performance evaluation goals and expectations of the city manager Brian Grummins and set forth the Minnesota statute 13D.05 subdivision 3A, 13D.01 subdivision 3.
Hi,
Go ahead, Mr.
President Schmitz. After the regular meeting of the New Ulm City Council conducted on February 16th, 2016, the council voted to close the public portion of the meeting pursuant to the appropriate provisions of the Minnesota Open Meeting Law. Councilors Webster, Schultz, Mack, and Fisher, President Schmitz, and Mayor Boisman participated in the closed meeting. Prior to the meeting, written evaluations had been solicited from the members of the City Council, Mayor, Public Utilities Commissioners, and City Department heads and staff. The results of the evaluations and appropriate comments were compiled by the staff of the New Ulm City Attorney's Office and were further converted into percentages by Councilor Fisher. The summary of the total survey results and applicable comments were provided to the mayor and all members of the City Council prior to the February 16, 2016 meeting. During the course of the closed session, the council also met with the city manager to discuss the results of the survey and their observations regarding his performance since the last evaluation. The council noted and complimented Mr. Gramitz upon improved survey results in almost all categories of evaluation. The city manager indicated that the majority of written goals established for him for 2015 had been met. The council discussed continuing with the 2015 goals and including quarterly meetings with department heads, monthly personnel committee meetings, conducting a work session retreat with city staff, and also formulating a knowledge transfer succession plan for key city employees and positions.
Thank you.
I move we receive and note the official meeting minutes regarding the closed session.
I'll move
Second.
it. Or second it.
We got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Item 4A, consider a motion confirming the appointment of Carl Zeigler to the library board.
So moved.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item 4B, consider motion confirming the appointment of Dr. Abri Rook or something, I can't pronounce it, but of the
Abria
Board of Health.
Rourke.
Go ahead.
Abria O'Rourke.
Abria O'Rourke, okay.
I'll
Board
offer
of
the-
Health.
I'll offer approving the confirmation of the appointment.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item 4C, consider motion confirming the appointment of Ron Fleischman to the Human Rights Commission.
I'll move it.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item 4D, consider resolution approving plans and specifications, ordering advertising for bids, and set a bid opening date, and authorize staff to receive and open bids for the 2016 MASA Improvement Project for 10 a.m. Tuesday, March 29, 2016, in the City Hall Council Chambers.
I'll offer that resolution, waive the reading.
I'll second.
We got a motion and a second to offer the resolution, waive the reading. Any more discussion? Seeing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, oops, sorry. Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Mack.
Yes.
Counselor Schultz.
Yes.
Counselor Webster.
Yes.
President Schmitz.
Yes, motion carries. Item 5A, consider acceptance of a list of claims paid and approval of a list of claims to be paid. The claims paid in amount of $1,727,128.61, and to be paid in amount of $283,151.94.
I'll move it.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion on any? Seeing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. With no more business, meeting adjourned.